Hey everyone, welcome to my Tuesday Coffee and a Card Live on Facebook. I am on in the afternoon as this morning just got busy. No other reason. A lot of you know that I make my own sourdough and it is so much fun. Honestly, I am hooked on sourdough. My husband is hooked on it. I've enjoyed it so much. I started out being like, oh, I got to do this perfect. Every single thing I got to do perfect. And I have evolved and found easier ways, and it is quick and easy now. So I've perfected cold oven baking, which is pretty cool because it saves me a ton of time. But I tried something new. I tried bulk fermenting, which means you mix all your dough up. I know if you're not a sourdough, you're going, what the heck? If you're not a sourdough lover, but I mix all my dough up, do all my stretch and pulls, put it in the fridge to let it ferment overnight. And then it's supposed to not rise very much. And then you take it out and it rises and you make your bread. Well, when we got up this morning to get it out of the fridge, it was as big as it needed to be. And so all of a sudden my plans for the day changed and I needed to do sourdough before it got over fermented. So thank you for bearing with me and being here this afternoon. Hi, Shar. Hi, Francis. Yeah, and it's tax day, April 15th, Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. But my taxes are done, so I am done worrying about that, at least till next January when I go frantically and try to get it all together again. Hi, Lori. Glad you're here live. That's awesome. My name is Maureen Ralphus, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. It is amazing weather here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the United States today. It is sunny and breezy and 65 degrees. It is like my perfect kind of weather. So I am so happy. I hope the weather where you is today is also really very nice because I don't want to be selfish and keep it all for myself. Boy, I can see my bangs are due for a trim, huh? They're almost down to my eyelids, so I got to work on that. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks. I agree, Shar. I'm sorry to just go off, but Shar is talking about sourdoughs. That's my other passion. It does. It makes it taste like sourdough. It is so good. So, yeah, we already ate some of it. Sorry to, yeah. It was delicious. I made regular and raisin bread and they were both so yummy. Anyway, going on. I'm here to give you tips and tricks to make your crafting easier for you and to encourage you to send out all of your beautiful creations to others to spread some love and joy to them. Please be sure to give me a hello in the comments. Oh, nice. I'm glad it's nice in Prescott. It almost always was. Prescott had great weather. If you stop by, let me know you're here. If you watch later on the replay, let me know that also. Just keep in contact with me through the comments because I love to engage with you. Once I get down to the table, I can't see those comments anymore, but I will go back and check every one of them after and respond to questions and comments. And so I just love it. That's what makes it so fun for me. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments you leave on this video and giving away one of the cards that we make today. I'm actually making 4, but I'll be giving away one of them. Yeah, so I'd like to know what you think. I like if you have questions, let me know. You can enter any comments all day today through midnight tomorrow, and then I will draw for a winner the next morning. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Cheryl Jackson. Thank you for watching and commenting. I so appreciate it. Hi, Karen. Glad you are here. Also, if you can share my video to a crafty group, to a crafty page, to your home page, send it by email to a friend, whatever you do. If you share it, let me know. That really gets me great exposure for my small business. And when you do that, I will give you a bonus entry for today's card drawing. Okay, let's get down to the table. You are going to see my beautiful sunshine, some blooming trees out there. It is just gorgeous right now in Middle Tennessee. Take it down to the table. And I'm going to quickly reload my site here to see if I am where I want to be, if I'm showing on the table correctly. because sometimes I'm a little bit off if I play with stuff and move it around. So, no, I think we're pretty good. I can move it down maybe just a little bit as we need it. In fact, I'll do that right now. So this is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, although someone told me they found me under Crazy Stamping Lady, and then yesterday someone told me I have a different Facebook out there under CSLs. So believe me, I need to go clean all of that up possibly. But search on Maureen Rolfes or Crazy Stamping Lady, and I think you will find the bulk of my videos out there. My shopping with me is stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Tennessee in the United States. Starting now, I mean, it's already up and started. I just checked. We have a brand new Stampin' Up! Rewards program. I think it is going to be amazing. It used to be for you to get Hostess rewards or any rewards on your orders, you basically had to put in a minimum of $150 to get those rewards. And that has changed as of today. As of today, every single online order you place, that's at least $20. And I don't think I've ever had orders under $20 because you're paying all that shipping and handling. Why would you pay that on less than $20, right? So any order of at least $20 will automatically receive 10% back in future rewards on future purchases. Those rewards are kept for you in your account on Stampin' Up! They are redeemable for 1 year. I think it is going to be fantastic. You do need to claim your account, and I'm going to go through those steps real briefly with you in just a second here. But you would go to stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, and that's where you'll be able to set up and claim your account. So more on that in just a few minutes. But first, I want to show you some cards. Now, I actually have more than this to share, but I'm just going to share 4 today, so we can get on and get some other stuff done, and I will share the rest that I've received. It's the best stinking cute. Thank you for sending me this, Francis. And my next one is from my friend Lori in Arizona, and it's another Happy Easter. And Lori, this is so cute. And I think I know what you did. I'm pretty sure these are the daisy punch, and then you cut off everything except for the circle and the ears, and you make them little bunny ears. Look how cute that is. What a great idea. That card is just adorable. Thank you, Lori, for thinking of me for Easter. And then I have 2 cards from my friend Shar in Arizona. And the first one is just a thank you. She placed a special order for a card that I'm making for her. And so she sent me the payment, but she also just sent me this cute little thanks a bunch card. And it is so cute. And I like clean and simple cards like this that you just send off to someone and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. I like you. You're great. Whatever. Just make their day. And Shar, this is adorable. My kind of card for sure. And then the other one she sent me is an Easter card. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking this was a paper pumpkin kit, although now we have so many great kits through Stampin' Up! That I get it confused a little bit if it's paper pumpkin or a regular kit. But look at this adorable card. I think it was like from a year ago, maybe a little bit more. It might have been last Easter's. I can't remember for sure. I wish I had a better memory, but it is so cute. And all of these beautiful cards will be put on my mantle and displayed because I love them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving right along. That new rewards program, couple things. If you want to see all of this information about the new rewards program, it is on my blog today. My blog is stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And no, it's not. That is my store. My blog is crazy. I get them confused, guys. Sorry, I'm old. You know it happens. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. So one or the other, you're going to find me. Anyway, if you go there, I have this whole blog post right here. This is what I printed. talking about the conversion from our old rewards to the new. Basically, all I want to say to you is you're going to go to that stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net store. If you already have an online account, the first time you sign in, it's going to have a pop-up box where it asks you to opt into the rewards program. If you don't opt in, they will not give you the rewards. And that is basically a rule they have to follow. It is the legalities of having websites and having rewards. So you do need to opt in for it. Be sure you have done that. If you don't have an account, go there, set up your account, and it'll give you the option to opt in. That pop-up box is only going to come up the first time you shop. After that, I think maybe in your profile there'll be a way you can go and opt in later, but it's just easiest to do it right away. Once you are in an online account and you have opted in, it'll just start giving you rewards every time you shop. And those rewards, like I said, can be accumulated for a year. If you redeem them, like say you have $50 in rewards and you want to redeem $30 of it, that $20 will stay there and it will use your oldest rewards. So the newest ones are always kept so you have them the longest as possible. And if there is someone out there who absolutely still needs me to put in orders for them, I am happy to do that. Just realize that without the online account, Stampin' Up! Will not give you the rewards. So you have to think of whether that's worth it for you. But I know some people just plain do not want to do that, and I will be glad to put your orders in for you. Let's see if there's anything else really important that you need. I think that's it. If you have any questions, please ask me. If you have any problems, you can contact Stampin' Up! At 1-800-STAMP-UP, and they will be able to walk you through it, or contact me and I will do my best also to walk you through it. It's very exciting. Classes. I have an upcoming in-person class on Saturday, April 26th, using the Meant to Be and Cute as Can Be products from Stampin' Up! These cards are adorable. You'll make 4 cards, 2 each of 2 designs, and a special little 3D project. So if you're local, just drop me a line and we can get you into that class. I would love to have you come join me. It's at my home, so once you sign up, I'll give you that address. I'm also offering that class as a virtual class. So if you want to sign up and get the kits to make those 4 cards and that little 3D treat holder, just let me know. The cost for that is $30, and you can pay me through Venmo or send me a check. Either way is fine. Excuse me. The price includes everything, all the kits to make all of those projects. So you will have that. I will also have a private Facebook group that I'll invite you to, and you can come and watch, and we'll put those cards together. It'll be a private class just for who has signed up. You do need to let me know for the one that I'm mailing out by April 20th so I can get those in the mail on the 21st so that you have them on time for our class on the 28th. So I hope some of you will consider joining us. It's a lot of fun, and I think you will love these projects. All right, free monthly card kit. You guys know every month I give away a free virtual card class and kits for purchases. A $50 order this month will get you 3 free card kits. $75 will get you 3 free card kits and a bonus project. $100 will get you 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. That is any time in April. Any smaller orders that didn't qualify for a kit will receive a handmade card from me as a thank you, and all orders will be entered into my monthly prize drawing. The kits you earn this month will get mailed by May 1st, and we will have that online card kit in Facebook right here in this page on Monday, May 12th at 11 o'clock a.m. If you want to see the type of projects I make, I did this class yesterday for the orders that I had from March. So just go out there into my video section and search for that, and you'll get to have an idea of what I give out. Catalogs, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because I want to get going on our projects, but the annual catalog and mini catalog are expiring on May 5th. Tons of product from them are on the last chance list right now at greatly reduced prices, so check that out. Not everything is reduced, but believe me, there is a lot that is. And then our new catalog will start on May 6th. Everyone who ordered from me in the last 6 months should be receiving this month in the mail from me. If you receive yours, let me know, because I'm waiting to hear as people get them, and then I can double check that everyone received them. It is a great catalog, and it'll come right to you from Stampin' Up, courtesy of me. If you still need a catalog and you didn't order from me, then drop me a line at crazystampinglady@gmail.com, and I will let you know how we can get that catalog to you. Okay, today is going to be kind of a Technique Tuesday. I'm going to be doing a technique called the 4-corner stamping. Now, this is also called center stamping. I've heard it from the center stamping. I don't know what the official names are on these techniques. I think people just call them what makes sense to them. And for me, it is 4-corner stamping, or center 4-corner stamping makes sense. And we're going to be using a couple products. Well, actually, we're going to be using one, but I'm going to show you two that are on that last chance list. So we're going to be using the Textured Floral Bundle. Actually, we're just going to be using the set itself, but it is a bundle, and that's what I'm going to show you. This has been a favorite since it came out. If you have been with me all along, you've seen me make cards with this. I love everything about it. It's one of our distinctive sets, so you get a lot of color in each image you stamp, and it just makes me happy, but it is time for it to go away. So it is currently on the last chance list. It was originally $24. It's now $21.60. And it's part of a bundle, so it goes with some amazing dies. And these dies cut out a lot of different individual foliage, as well as all the images here in the stamp set. So it is great. These dies, I don't know what they originally were. I didn't write that down. I think they were like $31, and now they're $23.80. So even though I'm not using this today, you can tell they've been well used. They're all kind of mixed up and jumbled in here. And I love, love, love both of these. So we're going to be playing with that set today. Now, this technique is a way to make 4 cards relatively quickly, and that's what I like about it. And it's just fun because it's a collage technique. So we are going to start out with a piece of basic white cardstock. This is currently 8.5 by 11, but I'm going to cut 1 inch off each direction. And that's because I want the layers when I'm done to be 2 layer sizes down from the original card. So I'm taking 1 inch off, so it's going to be now 10 inches long instead of 11. Let me get that lined up good. 1 inch that way, and then I'm turning it, and I'm taking off 1 inch the other way, so it'll be 7.5 instead of 8.5. When I line it up, I like to see just a hint of the line underneath there. That's just how I try to consistently line it up. So sorry that took me a minute to get it there. But okay, so now this piece of basic white, like I said, is 7.5 by 10. And I have these 2 nice scraps left over. I'm not going to use them today, but these are a great width for doing sentiments on. So I always hang on to these for sure. They are just marvelous for that. Okay, let me get those into my white scrap bin, which is where they are. The next thing we're going to do is make a grid on this paper. So since this is now 7.5, I want to put a tick mark halfway across, which will be 3 3/4. And then I'm going to turn it around to the other end and do the same thing. A tick mark at 3 3/4. So this does not have to be exactly perfect, but you want to be able to have this grid to follow while you're stamping. So just take a minute to kind of find the centers on the sides. And now this is 10 inches long, so we're going to do 5 inches here. And on the other side, the same thing, line it up and do a 5 inch mark. And then I'm going to do a light line connecting those. So just a real pale little pencil line. Hopefully you can see it online, but if you can't, just realize it's there, and that's what I will be following as I'm stamping. Okay, so now I just have a cross here on my piece of cardstock. Move those out of the way. And now we're gonna stamp. And I'm gonna be using a ton of stamps and colors on here. So I'm really just gonna show you these pretty briefly so that you know. I'm gonna use Summer Splash and Lost Lagoon and, whoops, Bubble Bath. Well, part of my stuff stuck to my stamp here. Let me get that off of there. Bubble Bath. Sorry guys, gotta get rid of this sticky stuff that was on there. Shy Shamrock, Berry Burst, and Petunia Pop. So I have a lot of stamps that's going on up here and a lot of stamps to go with them because, as I mentioned, this is going to be a collage type stamping. So we are going to start out with our paper here, and I'm going to start with Berry Burst and open that up. And I'm going to take the largest flower, which I think is kind of like a rose, from this stamp set. And we're just going to ink that up with the Berry Burst. And I'm going to stamp it kind of in each corner of the grid to the center like that. So I'm going to do one there. And when I'm doing this 4-corner stamping, I do kind of follow the same pattern all the way around. You wouldn't have to. You could mix it up and stamp these any way you want. But I found for me, I just kind of like, whoops, that one didn't come out real good. Let's see if I can line that up. It is a collage, so it probably won't even have to be perfect. Oh, not too bad at all. Can't always do that, guys, but that one worked well. We're going to do another one in this corner. So this is just my way of building my collage on here, is going out from that center point. So there is our 4 large roses. And I'm going to move things out of the way. I might need to bring them back to fill in. We'll see how that goes. But right now I'm going to move things out of the way a little bit. The next thing I'm going to use is the Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to add a few leaves to the base of my flowers here. And so let me ink that up here. Now, Shy Shamrock is pretty juicy. Let me get that because it's one of my newer ones and I haven't used it a ton. So I'm going to stamp it on my scrap paper ones to see how juicy it is. Yeah, it's a little darker than I want it. So let's see if we can fix that and get a little less. So when I have a real juicy pad and I don't want it that way, I take an old Starbucks card, one I've used up, and I just run it across my stamp pad. Now I don't want to lose that ink, so I'm just pulling it all over to this other edge here. And then what I'll do is stamp in this section, and hopefully that'll give me a little less ink on there, but it doesn't get rid of it. It keeps the ink in the stamp pad, which is what I want to do. And then I'm going to just take a piece of a scrap of I think this is an old baby wipe I keep in my drawer, and just wipe some of that off of there so that I can use this next time on another color. Okay, let's see if that helps when I stamp it now. I'm going to ink it up. Let's do it on my scrap again. Yeah, I think it is better. So you can see here now a little bit more of that difference in the delineation of the colors. And that's what these stamps do. They're darker in some spots, lighter in others, and that's what I wanted to get. Probably is still a little wetter than I would like it, but we're going to use it. We're going to go with it. It's going to be beautiful. No one's going to care. So I'm going to take and ink this up, and we're going to lay one of these at the bottom of this flower, just like that. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do another one at the bottom of this flower, like that. And I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to let it come together, because now when I cut this apart later, I'm going to have this green in the corners at the bottom of each of those flowers. And that's what I'm looking for on this. So let's get rid of this one for now. Next, I'm going to come in with my kind of next larger image. Do I want to do that one, or do I want to do my leaves? No, I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to use this little flower. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think it is a rose, so it's something different. And we're going to use Petunia Pop. And Petunia Pop is also a new color, so I'm going to do the same thing. with my card here, I'm going to pull some of that color over to the side just to make it a little bit less on there when I want to use it. And then I will wipe off any excess on my paper, on my little baby wipe, my dry baby wipe, and put this away. I might need to use it again today, so we'll see. So we're going to take Petunia Pop and ink up our flower. And I am just going to stamp this flower along these pencil lines. So I'm going to come in here, stamp one right here. And I'm going to come in here. And I haven't done this card in these colors, although I will show you a different color scheme when I'm done. I'm going to stamp another one right here like that. Coming down on the side here, I'm just going to put in one kind of overlapping that pencil line. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here with one on one side. And if they go over the pencil line a little bit, don't worry about that. That will look pretty when we cut this apart later. I'm just trying to keep my images along that pencil line, if that makes sense. So we're actually just forming that cross with the images we're stamping. And then one more of these on this side. Again, that's going to go over that line, just like that. So that is Petunia Pop. Now you can do this with any set that has multiple images that coordinate. I love doing it with florals. I've done it at Christmas with poinsettias. If you were part of our Global Inspiration stamp team, you will have seen Leanne do it. And she did it with the tools from our tool stamp set for men and made masculine cards. It turned out fantastic. So next I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. I don't think I need to scrape this one because I've used this a lot. And I'm just going to use the other simple leaf out of this kit right here, out of this set. And I'm going to take this leaf and put it down toward the end there. I might come in and put more. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to put one coming off the side here. And one coming out of the center here. Like that. And one here. Now there's no right or wrong, guys. Like I said, this is a collage stamping, so you really can't go wrong with it. You're just placing stuff to kind of fill in. And that's why I started with some of my bigger images, and now I'm working down to some of my smaller ones, because as you get smaller and smaller, you can fill in color, and I like that. So, okay, that's those leaves. That's all I'm going to do for now. And like I said, I can always come back and add more if I feel it needs it later, but I don't think it's going to. The next one I'm going to do is take Summer Splash. And in this set is this little spray of what looks like flowers. It could also be used for the center of a flower, like the little stamens coming up. But I'm just going to use it for an accent on here. And I'm using Summer Splash. So let's see how that looks. Like again, I said I haven't done this actual color layout, so we'll see how this comes together. Let's do some Summer Splash there. I'm gonna do another one. Whoops, let me make sure it's completely inked up. You know, my Summer Splash is needing a little scraping too. It's pretty wet, so let's just pull some of that over to the side there. Let me wipe it, bear with me, because I like to wipe this off right away so I don't forget and it doesn't dry on there and then maybe come off on the next stamp pad. Okay, let's try this one again. I'm going to grab my scrap here, stamp that off, get rid of that old ink. We'll try this one again. I just wanted a little bit more light ink on there instead of so heavy. Oh yeah, that is better. You can see the little images better. And then I'm just going to come in with this and stamp it in different spots where there's openings. Down here toward the end. And maybe over here on this side. Up on here. And I'm going to come over here. We'll put one here. And again, I'm kind of following what I did on the other end. I'm not worried about it being perfect though, because when we cut these apart, you're going to see each one of them, even though they look alike, are going to be different. So, all right. So let me see if I want to add any more. I think I'm going to do one more in here off of this flower and one more in here off of this flower. So the key when you're doing this, let me see if I can line that up. I didn't push it down good. There we go. The key when you're doing this is you want to leave open space in all 4 of these corners, because that's what we're going to use where we're going to put our sentiment and everything later. So you're filling up along those grid lines, but you're leaving those open spaces in the corner. And then I'm going to come in with my bubble bath and these little dots. So these dots are just a filler. I love splatter and dot stamps. I use them as filler on so many different things. We are going to come in and add some bubble bath. Now let me see how ooey gooey this one is. I think it'll be fine. It is just splotches, right? So I think that that one's a little more forgiving. So I'm going to take some of these and we're going to add a few to this center to fill in over the leaves where those white gaps are. And then I'm going to come right kind of down the center of my line here and right off the end, filling that in. We'll do the same thing here. Just kind of fill that in. Come along this line and fill in some of that white gap to the end. And over here on this one. And then I'm going to look at it and see what I think and if I want to add any more. And I do think I'm going to add a few more splatters. So I'm going to come in here and right below this flower there, right next to the roses here, I'm going to come in and add some more of these speckles. Now, if you've been in a technique class with me, we've done this in technique class, so that was tons of fun also to see how everyone's turned out, because everyone used different colors, what they wanted to use, and I loved that. I'm going to do that one there. I'm going to have a little spray coming down here. Do I want one there? I think I want one maybe there. Really, I don't know why I'm thinking about it so hard, but I am. I just want to make it pretty and beautiful, and I don't want to cover up my corners. I'm being cognizant of that. Do one more up here, one more up here, and I think that might be it. Okay, we're going to go with that, guys. Let's see how this goes. We never know till we do it, right? So the next thing I want to do is take some scraps of white paper. These are just some basic white scraps that I had, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And the sentiment I'm using is Birthday Blooms for You, and then I can just put a happy birthday on the inside if I want. I'm going to stamp one here, and I'm using the Summer Splash for this. I just like the brightness of that color. One there. So like I said, we're making 4 cards, although I don't know if I'll put them all together, but you will get the idea, and then I will show you the ones I finished in a different color scheme. Just placing those, and then we're going to punch those out for our 4 cards. So this is a great way to, like I said, to make a bunch of birthday cards quickly if you want, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to come in here, and for this one I'm using my Labeled with Love punch. This punch is continuing. Yay, I'm so glad. And we're going to come in here and center that Birthday Blooms and just punch that out. Same thing on this one. I'm going to take my time, guys. I don't want to mess these up, so bear with me for just a minute while I punch these out. This is what I love about this technique, though, because when I am done, I will have 4 cards ready to go. And they'll all be beautiful and I'll be happy. And I send out so many birthday cards. It is unbelievable. I don't know if my postman likes me or hates me. He hasn't really said. So I'm hoping he likes me. Okay, but okay, that's that. So that's our 4 sentiments. We're going to take this now. I gave it just a second to dry while I did that. And I'm going to come in here with my white eraser and I'm going to erase any lines that I see. Now, most of this got covered up with stamping, and I did it lightly, so there really aren't even a lot of lines I still see on there. But if there are any, I'm going to erase them. And you want to let your ink dry like I did for a minute or two before you do this, because you don't want to smudge it if it's still a little wet. So here my tick mark's a little darker, so let's see if I can get that off with my white eraser. There we go. Come down on this one. I don't even see any on there. And on this one, and again, I don't really see any on there. So that is the beauty if you make really light lines and you're stamping over them. They're basically, you cover up all of that pencil and you can't even see it. So now we want to cut this apart. Let me grab my paper cutter again. And remember, this was 10 inches long, so we're going to cut it right at 5 inches. Just like that. And now it was 7.5 inches long, so we're going to cut these at 3 3/4, which is half of the 7.5. 3 3/4. So you don't have to remember a lot of measurements because we're just doing quarter sheets of this. And now we're going to put our cards together. So look how pretty these are. These are our 4 corners. Maybe that's not the one. They're kind of like that. The 4 corners, and we pull them apart, and now we have 4 layers for our cards. And for these cards, I am going to do 2 of them horizontal and 2 of them vertical. Okay, just to show you the difference on them. And you know what? I think we are going to put them together because I think we have time for that. So let me grab my other pieces. So what we have for these cards are 4 basic white card bases. These are A2 bases, 4 envelopes that I'm not going to stamp right now, but I will stamp after, and I will show you my prototype ones, so they'll be stamped pretty similar, only in these colors. We have 4 layers of Summer Splash, and these are going to be our layers, first layers on our cards. And then when I cut these layers down, I'm always left with a 1/2 inch scrap at the end. So I cut those down. We have 2 3-inch pieces for our vertical cards and 2 3.5 inch pieces for our horizontal cards. So let's put these together pretty quickly here, guys. So you can see, I can do this all in the video and stay like within my 45 to 50 minute time frame. We're doing good. So I'm just going to put my seal on the back of there, make sure my card is opening the right way. Not that it matters at this point, but it will eventually when I add my next layer. Okay, and then we're going to take one of our horizontal layers. And I'm going to lay that right on here with my flowers at the bottom and centered onto that Summer Splash layer. Just like that. That's one. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I saw some of you say the weather is nice where you are. My daughter lives in West Virginia, and they were under some severe thunderstorm warnings last night, but she didn't have really any problem. And we got a really nice thunderstorm about 3 o'clock in the morning. Our power went out for about a minute, maybe not any longer, maybe even not that long. But it did flash, and I had to reset all my clocks today, which is always a pain. But it was a great thunderstorm. I love thunderstorms. When we're not under a threat of severe weather, I just love them. Okay, there's card number 2. So let me know what the weather is by you, and let me know if you are a sourdough maker. I would love to hear from that group. It's nice to keep in touch with you. We can share sourdough secrets if we want. I never knew it would be so rewarding to have my sourdough starter and make sourdough, but every single time I do it, and I do it at least once a week. Now this one I want to be a vertical card. Yeah, it just makes me happy. It just makes me super happy. So I think it's kind of crazy. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. So my hobbies are making cards and paper crafting, making sourdough bread, and crocheting. What are some of your hobbies other than paper crafting? I would love to know. And this is going to be another vertical card, so this is going to go on in that direction. I also would like to know what you think. What do you think of these colors? Was that a good color scheme to come up with? The one I did ahead of time is totally different. You will be surprised, but I used all the same stamps, just a total different color scheme. Okay, so then for my sentiments, what I decided to do is, for the vertical ones, because I didn't have as much space here, I made my little strips shorter. I'm just taking my seal and putting it right down the middle of my sentiment, and I'm laying this onto that piece of cardstock, hopefully pretty straight, just to make that pop a little bit, as you can see. So I'm going to do that with both of these for the vertical cards. And then I'm going to pop my sentiments up on dimensionals. Now we're not doing a ton with these cards because we want them to be pretty quick and simple. So let me grab some dimensionals here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and place this onto my card. Might not be perfectly straight, but hopefully it'll be okay. Just like that. So birthday blooms for you. We'll do our next one the same exact way. If you haven't done this technique before, I would love for you to try it. It's a lot of fun, and it's super fun to cut them apart and see what kind of design you ended up with. It looks different when you're doing it in the middle of that big piece of cardstock, obviously, than when you cut it apart. So every time is just fun to see what you get. So there's another one of those. And then these are each 3.5 inch long because I have more room on the horizontal card. So I wanted to fill in a little more of that space. So I went with 3.5 instead of 3. So we have just a little bit more sticking over on each end, like that. And we are hosting Easter this coming weekend, so I'm excited about that. We're actually going to go to Easter service on Thursday night. Our church is having an Easter. It's such a big church, and we get so many people, and parking is almost unbelievable. So we're going to go Thursday night and see how it is. I've heard it's really nice, and we went one other time on a Thursday, but for Easter it seems a little weird. But we're going to go Thursday night, and hopefully we will have a delightful time. And then that'll free me up a little bit on Sunday to get things ready for, I think we're going to have 17 guests here. So let's place this one right up here on there. So you see how the longer one fills in better on the horizontal card. That's the only reason I made it longer, was just to fill in that space a little bit more. And we'll do our very last one, and we'll be done basically, except for the gems, with 4 cards. How cool is that? And I love that I used the scraps from that layer when I cut it down, because then they're not wasted and they're the backing for my sentiments. So we're going to place this right in that open white space. So there we go. 4 cards. Look how pretty. Now for this one, I am just going to use Rhinestone Basic Jewels. These are one of my all-time favorites. They are my go-to. They add just a little sparkle. They're not gaudy. They're simple. We're just going to add these to our cards. So I'm going to take a large one. And how do I want to place this? I think I'm going to place the large one down here to the side. I'm kind of looking at my prototypes here to see what I did on them. So they look alike, and I can show you the 2 different colors. I'm going to use a smaller, the kind of medium one, and put it up here above the sentiment, and a small one above that to form our little triangle. But then I'm going to add just a couple more. I'm going to use 5 because that's an odd number, but I want to add a little more sparkle down here to the bottom. So let's put one over here on our blossom, and another one down over here to the side. Okay, I'm going to repeat that 3 more times. So that shouldn't take long. So what are you guys doing for Easter? Are you having friends and family over? We'll be doing an Easter egg hunt outside as long as it doesn't rain. And at this point, it's not supposed to. So that will be a lot of fun. And having a nice Easter dinner. We always make way too much food and everyone brings stuff and there's so much left over, but I hate to have not enough food, so I am one of those people that, yeah, let's make a ton and at some point we'll eat it all. I'm going to put this big one. Now on both of these designs, I put my larger gems close to where my sentiment is popped up. And again, that just helps it as it goes through the mail a little bit. Yeah, it just gives it, I don't know what, it just raises that up a little bit. So it doesn't get your gems caught so easily as it goes through the mail. I'm going to grab the medium one here, place it down here, a baby one. Who else likes the rhinestone gems? They have always been, as long as we've had them, and that's as long as I've been with Stampin' Up, I think, one of my favorite gems. Oops, that one went flying. Let's see if I can get it. Gems to use on my cards. Let's see where I want to place this one. Maybe down here on my leaf. Let's try that. And the last one, guys, and then I will show you the whole shebang one more time. I will bring that recipe back on screen for you in just a minute in case you want to take a screenshot of the card with the recipe. And I will also post it in the comments here on this video. But, oh, I lost some of the gems here. So sometimes when you take the gems, your sticky stuff might stay on the plastic. All I do is pick up that sticky stuff, lay it on my card first, and then come over and pick up that gem. And I'm going to put it right on top of that sticky. And then I'm going to give it a really nice push. And it is good to go. Anyway, 30 days now. Facebook is only letting our videos be up for 30 days. So at that point, this video will disappear. I am migrating all my videos over to YouTube, so they will be there. But I do lose those pictures that are in the comments of the recipe and the card. So in those cases, you'll have to go to the video and scroll through till you find it. So now's a good time to take a screenshot if you want. Okay, guys, that is our cards. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corner stamping. We did all that stamping at once and then cut them apart to get these beauties. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, I'm going to move these off for just a minute. And then I am going to show you my other color scheme so you can see what I did when I was planning and playing with this, and I like to do different color schemes. So this is what I came up with my other color scheme. It's more richer fall colors, where the ones I just used now to me are more spring-like. This also works, this stamping technique, with leaf stamps in the fall. So if you have a bunch of different leaves that you want to stamp, look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Now, this is how I stamped these envelopes, and this is what I will repeat on the envelope for the card that you get, only using the colors we did today. But isn't that pretty? So that's the envelopes for these cards here. So I would love to know what you think of this technique. Let me take most of these out of the way for a second. I'm going to lay 2 of them right next to each other so you can see the difference in the color schemes. Just look at that. Same card, exactly 2 different color schemes, and they look so different. If you sent a friend this card in fall and this one in spring, I doubt they would ever even realize it was the same exact card. I love them, love them, love them. Okay, this is the card I am giving away today. Let me bring out that recipe one more time. I did have to add to the recipe because I had forgotten to put down about that initial sheet of basic white and how I cut it down to 7.5 by 10 and then cut it in fourths, but I added that, so that is on there now. If you take a screenshot, let me bring this down just a little bit so it's all on screen. And again, like I said, I will post this. So this is the card I'm giving away, guys. Thank you for taking some time to be with me today. I hope you liked this project. I enjoy making these so much, and I hope you like the tips and tricks I shared with you. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night to be entered to win, so I would love to hear from you. Finally, I would love to have your business. If you are looking for any Stampin' Up! Products, or if you're interested in joining my Crazy Stamping Ladies team, just hit me up. I'm here to be your creative coach. Any questions at all, please reach out to me by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com, and I promise to get back to you. I do plan to be here on Friday at this time, oh, not this time. I plan to be here on Friday at my normal time, which is 10:30 a.m. Central Time. That is my goal, with some more creative inspiration. It will be Good Friday, and we will be hosting Easter. I don't think any of that will interfere, but if for some reason I can't be here, I will be sure to let you know. Otherwise, I plan to see you then and hope you can join me. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye.